In this video I'm going to show you how to apply parallel compression in two different ways. Here's our track, and we're going to put some compression onto the vocals first of all, and we're just going to do that in a very simple fashion by actually duplicating the track and applying some compression that way. So we're just going to right click on that, duplicate everything that's in it, and click OK on that one. And I'll just bypass a few of these things for the moment, just so we can drill down on the compression, and also bypass the reverb and the delay sends, just in case anything's going out there. Now let's have a look at the actual compression that we've already got on the channel now. We're going to change this. We're going to dial this up to about 25, a ratio of 25 to 1. You can go up to 60 or down as low as about 20 for this one, but 25 is quite heavy compression, and we might just lower the threshold just to pick up some of those quieter sounds. That's the whole idea here, and we could just raise it a tiny little bit as far as the makeup gain goes, and that should give us what we need. So let's just have a look at have a listen to these two together. You'll notice that I'll just have to dial down the compression, or the second track for the moment, just to see what it sounds like as I add it in. So now as I just gradually turn up the second channel, it's just a low frequency here I want to get rid of. It sounds a bit odd. Okay, so I haven't done a lot of EQing on this one. That low frequency is still actually causing me problems. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of a fair bit more of that. Of course, the vocals are not needed in that low frequency there. Okay, so that's getting close, yeah. All right, I'm just going to actually also duplicate that EQ across to the duplicate track. So we've got the same EQ happening. Okay, that's better. Now I'm going to turn this compression up. Now, because we've turned that up, we can back this other one off a little bit. You can hear it's a much fatter sound now. Let's try it in context. I'll just bump this other one back up a little bit. Okay, let's just have a listen to the section. Just for some comparison, so it's sounding a little bit better there. Now let's pass our attention to the drums up here now. We're going to apply parallel compression again up here, but we're going to do it in a slightly different way. Let's take the output send this time and send it to a new track. We'll get it to create the new track and create the send for us at the same time. So we'll just call that drum comp, and it's going to be an auxiliary output, of course, and let's hit create. Now by hitting that, it's actually going to set up the input on that new comp track, and it's also going to send it from the send to that drum comp. I'm just going to duplicate the compression across here and change these settings up to about 25 again, ratio of 25 to 1. Just lower that threshold so that we catch some of those softer sounds, and just bump up the makeup gain a little bit because we're losing so much gain by having such heavy compression. So at this point we can move that aside and employ the drum compression in there, but we'll just have to command click on the solo so that it doesn't go to solo when we do solo the rest of the drums up here. Now you can hear that drum's just cutting in there. So the drums are really cutting through a lot more with that compression applied. Just going to solo all of these tracks. And I'll just mute this comp so you can hear it's a little lackluster there without it. And there it is back again. Okay, so I'm not quite so happy with this EQ here on the snare. I'm just going to actually see if I can fix this up a little bit in a really simple fashion. I'm just going to get rid of some of the bottom end because we don't need that in the snare. Now what I'm looking for here in the high mid is the sound that I really want. Right, that there is about the sound I really want to hear more in the snare. Right there, I'd say. Just hearing it in context. Now I've turned it up a bit really, so I'm just going to back this off a touch. Just going to lower that a tiny bit as well. Just give that a bit more there. And that's really cutting through now. Just want to check the reverb on this as well. Peak there I'll get rid of. This is just the snare. It's fairly sort of subtle. Anyway, there's the compression applied to the drums and the vocals with a little bit of vocal EQ and a little bit of drum EQ on the way through.